Hi, my name is Olivia, and today I want to share 20 names that I loved, but did not use for my child. Now, I love these type of videos. I've watched so many in preparation for naming my child, but of course, we waited to the last minute to figure out what we were going to name her. So we actually didn't even have her name ready and set in stone until day 5 of her being alive. So I have all of these names that definitely could have been her name, and I love all of them, truly. So I'm going to share those. Hopefully you like them as well. So I don't know the best way to categorize my style of names, but if you like names that are unique but not too crazy, things that are short and names that are easy to pronounce, that's kind of the thing that I like. So let's get started. So the first name is Navy. I love this name. I think it's so cute. I feel like there's a lot of different meanings for this name, and it's just something that is different. You don't hear it often. I actually have never heard anyone name that, but it's something that when you say it, no one can mess up. Navy. Everyone knows that word, and it's just so cute. Like if my name was Navy, I would love that. The next name is Maple. Again, very unique, but not like super weird in my opinion. And I think it's a little bit too kind of girly for me. I like more like boyish names for girls, but Maple, I think it's so sweet and cute. And again, I would love that name if it was my name. The next name is Callen. I really like this name. I haven't really heard that, although I feel like that's less unique of a name. And I think the nickname Callie, I think those are really cute. Even Callen for a boy, I think is really adorable. Another name that we really liked is Clark. I love that name for a girl. I heard it on America's Next Top Model when I was really young and always loved that name and wanted it to be on my baby name list, which it has been for years. And it actually is a family name on my husband's side, and one of our nephews actually has that as his middle name, so it just didn't seem like it would make sense, but I still really love that name as for a girl. Another name I love, I think it's so cute, is Farah. So it also has really great meaning. It's like joy, beautiful, things like that. And I just, sometimes when I think of the name Farah, I'm like, is it Farah or Farah? Farah? I don't know. I went to school with someone named Farah, so it just reminds me of that. And if I am having trouble like remembering what that name actually is, I feel like it's not the right name for my child, but I still think that it is so beautiful. Farah, like, it's so cute and unique. And I just love that name. Another name that I really like is Rain. I love that name for a girl. I think it's so adorable. You could have a little nickname, Rainy, for like a little girl when she's older, Rain. I don't know. I just think it's super cute and no one can really mess it up. Rain. Another name I've always loved is Hayes. I feel like this is a little bit less unique. I think more and more people are using that name, which is why we didn't go with it. And also my son's name is Ace, and if you take the H off, Ace, I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like that they were too close. But that name is super cute, and I think it's really cute for a boy as well. Going along with the same name as Hayes, we really love the name Hazel. I still love that name. I just think it's a little bit too old-fashioned for me, if that makes any sense. The name Hazel was actually my great-grandmother's name, which is another reason why I really loved it, but also another reason why I think it sounds a little bit old-fashioned, which like old-fashioned classic names are really beautiful, and I love them for other people, but it's just not my style. So that's why we ultimately didn't go with the name Hazel, but Hazel is I think it's so cute and sweet. Another name that I really loved is Mylah, and it means soldier or grace, which I think is really cute. And I just think, again, it's like a little bit girly, and I'm not like a super girly person. I really like more tomboyish names. And Mylah is just like so sweet and cute for a girl, but just didn't fit for me. Another name I loved, but I could not get my husband on board, was Zion. It's a biblical name, and I've always thought that was really cute. I love Z names, as you'll be able to tell at the end of this video when I share her name. But Zion, I just think it's so cool. Like, that would be cool if it was my name. Another name I really love is Shiloh, which, by the way, these last two names are both biblical names. Well, they're in the Bible, and I have a biblical list of names if you want to check it out, which I think they're all really cool names as well. But anyways, Shiloh, you could nickname Shy. I just think that's adorable. Another name I really like is Haven. I think that is very short and sweet. And I also really like names that can't really be shortened, so people can't make nicknames for you that you don't like, because my name's Olivia, and a lot of times people would call me Liv or sometimes Livy, and I don't know why. When I was younger, I hated those names. I don't mind Liv anymore at all, but I just hated it as a kid, and so I really want my kids to have like names that just like are what they are and people can't like shorten them. So that is something that, I don't know, to keep in mind when you're naming your kid. But the name Haven, I just think is really cute. Another name I liked was Zoe. I really liked the name Zoe whenever I was younger, but I just think that too many people have that name. And so I shortened it to Zoe, and I just really thought that was cute. And it's another one of those that you can't change. It's like already short, and there's no way to like mess that up. Another name I heard recently, which I really loved, especially for a girl, is Knox. I think it's really cute for a boy as well, but Knox, like Knox, it's just so like cool. And again, I would love if that was my name. Another name for a girl that I really like is Mason. I think that name is a little bit more traditional and it's less unique. But I think it's more unique used for a girl, because I've never heard of a girl named Mason, but I just really like that. The name Mason or Mace, like, I think both of those are really, really cute. Another name I liked was Clove. So this is more on the unique side, I think. But I always like when I've had friends named Chloe and they're nicknamed Clove. And so I think Clove, you could also have that little nickname of Clove, which I think is a really fun, cute nickname. Another family name that I really love is Lamar. This is my grandpa's middle name, but I just thought it was really cute for a girl, and my husband just wouldn't get on board. He didn't like the name, and he definitely didn't like it for a girl, and so my dreams were crushed a little bit, but I still think it's so cute. Another name I really liked was Copelyn. I think that is unique. I don't think I've ever met anyone with that name. I just think that is a really sweet, pretty name. But it is a little bit long. Like, I like really short names, and so maybe that's why we didn't go with that. The last name on our list, which I love, and I also love this for my first child, but he ended up being a boy, not a girl, and that was Indy. I really think that name is really pretty and unique, but most of my husband's family is from Indiana, and so I feel like they would kind of think that maybe we're naming the baby after that or something like that. I don't know, but my husband and I just thought it was kind of weird. But I still really, really love that name, Indy. I just think that's really pretty. And lastly, the name that we chose for my daughter was the name Zara, which I always wanted her name to be Zara the whole entire time that I was pregnant, but my husband was never, ever on board until the very end. So I'm just very grateful. Very end. By the very end, I mean like after she was born for a day. So that I'm very thankful for, that my husband finally came around. I got my Z name and I just love it, and I've never met anyone in person named Zara. So I'm in love with her, and I'm hope that you guys liked some of these names. I hope they maybe inspired you, because a lot of these videos were super helpful for me and gave me a lot of good ideas. And so I am also going to make a boy list of names. So if you want to check that out after this video, go for it, and I will see you in the next video.